אוקיי. שלום לכם, אנשים טובים, וברוכים הבאים לערוץ הקטן שלי היום. Today, עדיין בירושלים. I'm going to take you guys on a short walk on top of the walls of the old city. On top of the walls of the old city. All right, so at the current time, I'm actually standing down in a moat. And the moat is between the Citadel of David, right at the Jaffa Gate, and between the common walkway. Yeah, between the common walkway. You're looking at a scale model of the old city that seems to have a bunch of rocks inside of it now. I'm kind of running from a B2 and trying to keep my cool. But yeah, you can see I'm down in a ditch or in a moat with the walkway, the crossway there. And I'm going to take you and ascend up to the top of the walls of the old city and walk so that you can see some of the views there. Again, I apologize because today was my intention to show you some really breathtaking views from Mount Zion, but a sandstorm blew in from Jordan and completely clouded out the views. So therefore I decided to walk on the walls and try to make up for it in some type of a way or another. So yeah, I hope you enjoy what views we can gather from here. Yeah, you're looking at the backside of one of the exterior walls that is pointing out toward the modern city, toward the Kidron Valley. And in a minute, I'm going to go aloft on top of the walls. These walls, of course, as you know, again, are very ancient, as I described in some of my previous videos. You go further back into time, the lower you go to the base of the walls. And as you make your way up, the tops of these walls were capped and finished by Suleiman the Magnificent. I guess he gave himself that name. Again, I'm inside of the Jaffa Gate, inside of the Citadel of David, what it's called. It's named this way. Okay, here's the namesake of this place called the Citadel of David. Again, I don't believe that David necessarily has a connection to it, but that's what it's called. So, you know, you guys, it's been a really great trip thus far. And it is winding down to a close. It's winding down to a close, but no regrets here by any stretch of the imagination. It has been a great trip. Tomorrow I will be taping from what they call the Dead Sea. It's called actually Yam HaMelach in Hebrew, the Sea of Salt. It's the lowest spot on planet Earth at 400 meters below the sea level. And the water is so rich with salt and minerals that anything you put in it, in the water, becomes instantly buoyant. You'd have to be, you'd have to have a heart attack and fall face first in order to drown. But anything floats in the Sea of Salt. So here we are. We are ascending up the walls to the top of the walls, and I'm going to walk the wall from up atop and all the way over to the Western Wall complex. But I'm going to stay up high so that you can enjoy the views. Again, taking a peek out from David Citadel out onto a portion of the modern city. Again, everything is hazed out again because of the sandstorm that blew in from Jordan. I've got in a lot of walking, you guys, on this trip. I've burnt a lot of calories, as you might be able to guess. Still fat, as you can hear. I'm completely out of breath, but I'd say in pretty good shape at 52, yeah? If you've been following the news at all, of course you know there's been a lot of tension and unrest. Tension and unrest here, you know, because of the three major holidays. You have Pesach, Passover, of course, Ramadan, and Easter. Looks like somebody's little kick-it spot at the bottom down here. Sofa. Other things, yeah. Cool little kick-it spot. But yeah, you can walk these walls, you guys. Again, in the distance, the sandstone colored building in the haze is Malon Melech David, the King David Hotel. That's where all of the big wigs, American presidents, yada yada yada, stay, you know. ויש בו כל כך היסטוריה inside of this hotel. It's a heavy history. Heavy, deep history. You have to have deep pockets, I think, just to have a glass of water in that place. So I'm good with the water that's in my backpack. These stairs and the paving, it's very uneven. It's good I got these big 15s, big size 15s here. That sounds like dinner. All right, now, make me come find you. Some flour and some spices. Might have to make a sacrifice up here. So yeah, you know, the views here, I know this isn't the greatest in the world here. Might not be able to hold your attention for long, but again, I'm on the top of the walls of the old city. And I'm walking from the Jaffa Gate down toward the Zion Gate. Okay, and then from the Zion Gate, I'm going to go and descend down to the Dung Gate, which will take me right by the Al-Aqsa Mosque, the temple platform, Temple Mount, X, Y, and Z. So again, that's the outside toward the more modern city. This is inside of the old city. You hear the horns in the distance. That is the national sound of the state of Israel. People lay on their horns and they blow and they blow, even when it makes no sense, even when there's traffic and it's apparently obvious that no one has anywhere to go. They will blow, and they will blow. So you can see the distance that we've come by looking at the Citadel Tower in the distance where I started. It's a very brisk walk. Very brisk walk. You can see the base. You can see how high I am here. So, spirituality. Since I'm roaming here, kind of like in no man's land until I get you to the better views. Spirituality. What is it that I've gained from this trip, or what is it that I've spent a lot of my time pondering and focusing on? I have to tell you, to be quite honest, not terribly a whole lot. I mean, I made the statement in previous videos about this being the seat of religion, and I don't take that back. I mean that. And not in the most flattering ways. I can't judge the hearts of people. I cannot judge the hearts of people, but I see a lot of people going through the motions. Clock tower, Migdal HaSha'on, and it is gonging there. My camera is panned toward the Zion Gate, which is where we are headed, and it overlooks part of the Armenian and Jewish quarters of the city. The city is divided into 4 quarters. You have the Jewish quarter, Christian quarter, Armenian quarter, and Muslim quarter, respectively. Then you have a little section where you can find the Afro-Palestinians deep inside of the Muslim quarter, but you have to go in there really, really deep. And it gets kind of sketchy, because I'm going to tell you honestly, they hide the Afro-Palestinians. They don't want that many people. They don't want them well known or well publicized. They don't get treated very well. Their daughters are not offered. Daughters are not offered to them from, by and large, from other Palestinians. They're called slurs. They're treated pretty badly. So they're tucked away deep off into a residential corner, which I did go to. It gets very sketchy, you guys. It's not very safe, to put it quite honestly. But you know, that never stops me, nonetheless. So I went in there, but I didn't pull my camera out and didn't do a whole lot of anything in there except trying to talk to a couple of the people there. Maybe on another trip when things are much cooler and it's not three major holidays intersecting each other from rival Abrahamic religions, then maybe I can get that done. You can see the trek that I've taken. And the guy wasn't lying. This is a walk. And as I said, with these uneven steps, you know, sometimes one step is higher than the other, grotesquely higher than the other. Yeah, it's not for the faint of heart. If you fall on these, you're gonna lay down for a while. You might sing the first part of We Fall Down, but it'll be a while before you get to the get back up again, get back up again. No matter how far you fall, you can get back up again. But if you fall on these, yeah. Ooh. As Tony Braxton would say, you may never breathe again. No, no, no. Okay, I'm making my way toward the Zion Gate, and I'm just about there. I can't tell you much about this structure. It's a very old structure because I simply don't know. And my apologies for that, but just know their church is religious structure. Church is Armenian. It's about as much as I can tell you, Armenian churches. And you can see in the distance how the sandstorm from Jordan has eaten up these views. I'll tell you, you guys, on a clear day, this is a fantastic view. On a clear day, you can see way out. I'm facing literally the Mount of Olives right now, but you can't see it. Mount Scopus, as I said earlier, is in the distance where the Romans scoped Har Hatzofim. They scoped and looked down on the city in order to besiege it. In the distance, beyond the sand back there. Hence it's called Mount Scopus. Yeah, hence it's called Mount Scopus. I'm over the top of the Zion Gate right now, but I'm not going to exit. I'm going to continue down and over toward the Temple Mount complex. And that's where I'm going to end. So, again, I always worry about making videos too oppressive or too long. I see that I'm at 18 minutes here. I think it's worth sticking with me, if you can. But I'm not going to stop this one. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it going. Yeah, I'm going to keep it going until I get down to my point of descent, or at least a part of the distance there. It might be a little further. If so, I'll break this video at the 20-minute mark, likely, and pick up from there. And as a matter of fact, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'll just make this a part one. Okay. All right, folks. Thank you so far for joining me and sticking with me as I am on the top of Mount Zion right now, and I'm looking over down toward the Kidron Valley, the Valley of the Kings, and over toward the Mount of Olives, which is obscured by the sandstorm that came in last night from the Jordanian desert. So I'm going to halt this video here, and part two is going to start right here in the same spot where I'm standing. Okay, and then that one will finish at the Temple Mount complex. Okay, everybody. Have a great day. See you in a minute. Shalom.